You've just written a post for Prostasia Foundation about Kik Instant Messenger. Can you tell us in a few words, what's the key message from what you wrote?
Yes, Kik Instant Messenger is an application that came out in 2010. It has made rounds of news over the last few years because of its implication in child predation and child abuse cases. And in the English-speaking world, it's a really big app, especially in the US, where 40% of teenagers are reportedly using it. And so this is an application that differs from others like WhatsApp or Signal because you don't need a phone number to get an account to use it. You just need a username. And this is useful in certain scenarios. For example, some people, like friends I have who do online dating and don't want to give their phone number to a stranger that could potentially be, dangerous to them. They just give a screen name and that way they can chat. Kids who don't have phones, for example, but want to stay in touch with their friends from school can use their tablets to open an account without, needing a phone number. So these are some of the cases where Kik has been useful, but we also know that it was implicated in like 1,100 cases of child predation in the UK in the last 5 years. So what gives, right? I mean, we know that there are legitimate uses for it, but we also know that kids are at risk. Kids are being predated with this tool.
So you make some recommendations in your post about what Kik could do to improve the security of their product for kids who are using it. What are those recommendations?
I think that one of the sort of low-hanging fruit recommendations is that when kids report content or when kids block someone from their Kik contacts list, it should not just block them without saying more. It should give kids an opportunity to report the people who they are blocking because are, presenting this predatory behavior or just sending them content without their consent. So giving kids the option to report this content would be important, and for Kik to actually follow up and look into the accounts that are getting repeated reports on this. Also, for example, another thing that can be done is disabling certain types of searches. I should not be able to find users by their age, which is something that Kik has improved on, and you should not be able to find users by their location because some people would join groups of their town to meet, local teenagers, and that should be disabled. And I think to date it is.
But is this something that we can solve through technology, or are there deeper solutions that we need to look at?
I do not think that we should take away Kik because I can think of many legitimate uses for it, and I don't think that making Kik the best possible app would eliminate child harassment. And so I think that something we can do as adults is learn the technologies that youth are using and have our kids teach us how it is that they're using Kik to stay in touch with their friends or to meet even strangers online, and have that dialogue, open that conversation opportunity so that when kids run into trouble, as we all do, to know that they will not be judged and that there are adults that they can talk to and that they will not be judged if something wrong happens to them because it is not their fault.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much. And if people would like to read more, they can read your article.
Thank you.